Well, hello. Today we're doing the 1970 disaster film Airport.
Most widely read novel becomes today's most exciting, most timely motion picture. Airport, big scale in every way, has the biggest all-star cast ever assembled for a single universal motion picture. Burt Lancaster, Dean Martin, Gene Seberg, Jacqueline Bisset, George Kennedy, Helen Hayes, Van Heflin, Maureen Stapleton, Barry Nelson, Lloyd Nolan, Donna Winter.
The pilot from York Flight 45 made a shortcut across the field, and he didn't make it.
Well, what are you doing about it?
Well, when the snow melts in April, we'll get it out. What the hell do you think I'm doing about it?
Outselling any novel of recent years, translated into 14 languages, Arthur Haley's Airport was written for the screen and directed by Academy Award winner George Seaton. It has 7 stories tied into one. Dean Martin is pilot Vernon Demarest, loved by stewardess Jacqueline Bisset, and by his wife, Barbara Hayes.
You're sure?
Do you mean am I sure I'm pregnant? Or am I sure you're a father?
Burt Lancaster is airport manager Mel Bakersfeld, at the crisis stage with his socialite wife, Donna Winter.
A week ago, I didn't know we'd have the worst storm in 6 years.
You've always got some damn excuse.
Gene Seberg is Tanya, his devoted assistant.
I'll miss you.
Will you? Enough not to let me go?
First Lady of the American stage, Helen Hayes, plays the mind-boggling, huggable, perpetual stowaway, Ada Quonset.
Oh, my dear, I couldn't possibly afford a ticket.
Van Heflin gives a superb performance as the desperate Guerrero, matched by Maureen Stapleton as his wife.
Stop dreaming. Just hold on to the job.
I'll do it right this time. I won't mess it up.
And lusty, gutsy Petroni has to be Academy Award winner George Kennedy.
I'll have this mother out of here by midnight.
Is there any chance that the plane would stand the explosion?
Well, she might still fly. But the sudden decompression at 30,000 feet is something you've got to see to believe.
Now sit down and be quiet. Stop it, you're hysterical. Help me, help me. No!
Where's the property? You've got no right to take it away from him. Here.
Stop! No! You stay where you are! Guerrero, listen to me. You'll kill yourself or nothing if you explode that bomb.
For crisis authenticity, Airport has no equal. For mounting tension, Airport has no equal.
Decompression making emergency descent.
For sheer fingernail-biting suspense, Airport has no equal.
You are leaving my area. Contact Cleveland Center 117.5. Good luck.
Airport.
We're gonna crash. We're gonna be killed. I know we're all gonna be...
Well, Mel Bakersfield is the manager of the fictional Lincoln International Airport in Chicago. He has his hands full during a blizzard. An airplane gets stuck in the snow and blocks a major runway. He must deal with his brother-in-law who causes him trouble. The in-law is also having an affair with a stewardess who he gets pregnant. Bakersfield also has marriage problems because of his job. There's an old lady who gets caught sneaking on board flights for free. And then there's also the local council, which is complaining about the air noise pollution. And they want to limit flights, which would definitely hamper the airport. All of this is overshadowed by a mentally ill man who decides to blow up a flight to Rome so he can collect life insurance for his wife. Only they manage to figure out this guy has his bomb. They try to take it away from him. But he manages to blow himself up in the lavatory. The plane is decompressed, but luckily it manages to go to a lower altitude, and only the bomber is the one sucked out. They safely land the plane after a last minute where the stuck airplane is removed and doesn't have to be plowed off. Okay, well, Airport is a 1970 movie. It was based on Arthur Haley's best-selling novel, filmed in the Minneapolis airport. It had some mediocre reviews, but it was definitely a big financial hit for Universal. They had budgeted $10 million for it, but they got over $128 million. At the time, it was the largest money-making film for Universal. And of course, because it's a big moneymaker, it got 3 sequels. And it also did pretty well at the Academy Awards. Helen Hayes won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. It also got 9 other nominations, including Best Picture. The movie itself is a pretty enjoyable movie. Now, you would think it's a bit, mundane stuff. I mean, in an airport, having problems, plane getting stuck, some old lady always managing to sneak on an airplane for free. They could do that then. There's marital problems with the main director, a little romance with his assistant. There's side plot with another pilot having an affair with a stewardess who he gets pregnant. And on the whole, it's an enjoyable film. I can see why it made money. I mean, it keeps you interested. And to be honest, too, they have a lot of top-notch actors in it. And sometimes, just seeing good actors act is enough for a film. What strikes me with this picture most is how innocent those times were in the 1970s. Because there's absolutely no airport security at all. I mean, this guy, he just, packs a wad of dynamite in his briefcase and just carries it on. You could never do that now. I mean, nowadays, they practically strip your shoes and your belt off and run you through a little machine and run everything through an x-ray. It's just, you couldn't do that. I mean, you could carry anything, though, on in those days. I know I read a executioner book where he decides to escape the mob and he just, has to get on a plane to Paris and he has his gun with him and he just, he easily just pays for a ticket in cash, walks on. That's what you could do back then. I know, metal detectors came around in the late 70s because there was a kind of a fad that people were hijacking airplanes to Cuba and Libya and that. But then, that was just more of an inconvenience than the danger that stuff is nowadays. So, and of course, the subplot with the Helen Hayes character sneaking on, that's also impossible to do. I mean, you couldn't make this movie today. It's just, it was just mind-boggling to see. You can't do that. And, it's kind of an interesting look at a much more simpler time. And so anyway, that's probably good thing to look for this movie because, shows you a time that no longer exists and will probably never exist again. And this was also the rise of what would be known as the disaster movie of the 70s. This is like the first one. And of course, they made 3 sequels and of various quality, but we'll get to those later. So thanks a lot for sticking with me. If you did, you're a unique individual.
You stay where you are. Don't try to get any closer. Guerrero, listen to me. Do you hear me? Listen. They know about you on the ground. Your insurance is no good. It's canceled. It's worthless. No one has ever gotten away with a thing like this. No one has ever collected a penny. You won't help your family. You'll only hurt them. You'll kill yourself for nothing if you explode that bomb. Stay where you are. Your family will be hounded and blamed. Listen to me. Think. Guerrero, let these people sit down. We'll talk. I promise until you're ready, no one will come close. Sit down. Guerrero, you know now that you've failed. The only way you can help your family is to give me that case. Give me the case. If you do, I promise that no one on this plane will hurt you.
Grab him! He's got a bomb!